Hello guys, welcome back. Jesus, that was very dramatic. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you've already made your tea before you came onto my video, because you know I'm going to ask you to make a nice cup of tea and sit down and let's talk. So this video is a girl talk, which isn't really got to do with girls, more got to do with boys. When I put up the question box on Instagram and I asked you a few questions, the replies that were coming in, I wanted to film it like straight away. Like the minute they were coming in, I wanted to reply to you like right now. So it's a lot of talk about boys, relationships, anxiety, school, anything really, anything that we are just constantly ranting about. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm really excited. First of all, I am not an expert. I've had one boyfriend in my life, and that is the boyfriend that I have right now. So I'm not like a relationship expert, but what I'm just going to do is just give my opinion on your situation. I'm not saying to go take my advice just in case it's the wrong advice, but I will try advise you in the right direction, and hopefully it'll work out for you. So these are all of the replies, like, that's so many to go through. So I will try to get through as much as possible, and hopefully I can help you all out. Your icks, lads, your icks are just so funny. I actually couldn't breathe. So yeah, let's get straight into this girl talk and let's get chatting. So I asked you to just rant into the question box on my Instagram. So whatever you want to know or whatever you want to rant about, just put it in the question box. So the first one was literally anything. So I literally just said, do you want advice with anything, relationships, school, anything at all? Girls, literally just girls in general. Put it into the box. So that's what I'm going to go through first. These are almost like dilemmas. So I'm just going to try help you as much as I can. So that's what I'm going to move on to first. So someone said, does the bitchiness of girls in secondary school ever go away? I feel like it definitely does. Like, so personally, I think that if you don't see those people, the bitchiness will stop. So you're not going to see them every single day as you would have in school. So yes, it will stop. Whereas girls inside in school are just trying to be like each other, and they're all just being bitchy and they're just showing off in front of each other. So someone said, I feel like I need to start contraception, but I hear such bad things about all the options. So I am on the pill, so I'm on microlite. That is the only form of contraception that I have tried in terms of like a girl contraception. So I would recommend the pill. I would obviously recommend going to your doctor. Your doctor can actually do tests to find out what is perfect for you. So when I went to go on the pill, they took my height and he took my measurements and everything like that, and then he put me on microlite, and I've been on that for the last 4 years, I think. So 4 years, I said. 4 years. I feel like you need to go to your doctor and try that out. Now there is so many other forms of contraception. Like, it's all a myth saying that you're going to put on weight from contraception. You don't put on weight. But I would just say go to your doctor if you're looking for contraception, because they will know what's right for you. I know you can kind of request to go on a contraception, but it mightn't be the right thing for you at all. And to be honest, it's just hit and miss. Like, I've heard loads of girls that have tried loads of different contraceptions and they haven't worked for them. So I feel like I was just lucky that the first one I went on actually works. But it's honestly trial and error. So someone said, I've been talking to this lad for a few months now, but obviously we can't go out. And then last night he put on Snapchat that he's at a girl's house drinking. What the fuck? What? Obviously didn't care about the fact that there's a pandemic, that she's letting strangers into her house. Just get rid of him. Get rid. Do not even give him any more attention at all. Like, just block him. Block. Bye. Because clearly he first of all wasn't able to tell you that he was going to this girl's house. Probably made up some sort of excuse that he couldn't leave his house to go to you because there's a pandemic, but it's okay to go to this girl's house. No. My answer to that is get rid of him, like, right now. He is not worth your time. Like, if he's able to put this much effort into some girl, what has he left to put into you? So do not put any of your effort into him. I trust my boyfriend, but there's a voice in my head that keeps saying that I'm not good enough. Of course you are good enough. As you said, it's a voice in your own head. We literally do that all the time. Like, we will tell ourselves that we are this, that and the other, but we're not. It's just yourself telling you it. But we make these scenarios in our head that these things are going to happen, which aren't going to happen. So sometimes I feel exactly like this. I'm like, what if blah 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 happens? Do you know? And it's like, why would you sit there and moan about what you think is going to happen in the future rather than just sit there and accept what you have right now. You put your trust in your boyfriend. That's all you have to worry about. Do not be worrying about what's going to happen or if you're not good enough. You're fearing the future. So first of all, you need to learn how to love yourself, because we all need to learn how to love ourselves. We can't actually let anyone love us until we love ourselves. You just need to sit back and just not be worried about the future. You're 100% good enough, and if he does anything to you, that just means that he's not good enough for you. But trust me, you are definitely good enough. Is it okay to chat to a lad without saying you don't want a relationship? Of course. Like, of course you can talk to boys not wanting a relationship. I feel like it's the other person's way of picking it up almost, because you could be sitting there chatting to a boy thinking this is going to go somewhere now, and then he actually like has a girlfriend or he just wants to be friends. Just chat as if you're normally going to chat to your friend, and then it's kind of down to them what way they pick that up. So how do I keep a guy interested when he can't even meet because of COVID? If they genuinely like you for you, you don't really have to be physically with them. I know it can be a bit hard if you have never ever met this guy in your life and you're just continuing to talk to him online. It can be hard not to see them in person. But to keep them interested, like if they're interested from the start, they would still be interested in you now. I suppose chatting to them every single day, maybe like FaceTiming them. Like there's no point in you being like, oh my god, like he's not gonna like me anymore, like he hasn't seen me in so long. If he genuinely likes you or loves you for you, then it doesn't matter how long you go without seeing each other. So you just do you, and you keep up whatever you have right now, and if he gets bored, it's his problem, not yours. So don't even chase anyone for it. If they get bored and go away, just cut them. They're not worth your while at all, and someone that is actually meant for you will come along to you. So I'm 27 and I'm still single. I'm finding it hard to meet someone right. The right person just hasn't come around for you, and there's no point in you chasing someone or chasing people down because they're not going to be right for you at the end of the day. You're forcing it. There's no point in forcing anything. You sit back and you work on yourself, and then the right person will come to you. So you need to just work on yourself, learn how to love yourself. Do not be chasing a relationship, because clearly a relationship isn't for you right now. You could be focusing on something else. So just focus on yourself, focus on your career, focus on anything it is, and then the right person will come to you at the right time and it won't be forced. So yeah, that's what I would do. Is it okay if your boyfriend calls you names like slut, stupid, idiot, useless, etc.? No, your boyfriend should not be calling you a slut or stupid or an idiot or useless. I mean, who do you think they are? No, that is definitely not. If you're asking me, is that okay? No, that is definitely not okay. Even if he's joking, like, why would you say that to someone and try to bring them down? I feel like anyone that is going to call you names like that clearly has their own insecurities, and then they do that to make themselves feel a bit better. So my boyfriend is constantly low on himself. How do I pick him up? So I would say just be there for him. If you know why he feels low on himself, maybe try to get him to talk, maybe try to get him to chat and get stuff off his chest. Even if he writes it down on paper, kind of just help him out that way. Other than that, it's almost like down to himself to kind of work on like self-love. And I know that can be really, really hard for boys, because boys don't show any sort of emotion ever. Maybe just try and encourage it. I really like this boy, but I don't know how to talk to him. Just go for it. Like, if you like this boy, you need to just jump at it. There's no point in sitting there waiting for him to come around, because he could get this vibe that you don't like him if you're not coming near him. So just tell him you like him. Just tell him you like him. Worked for me, so it will work for anyone else. You need to just tell them how you feel, otherwise they won't know, and they could move on, and you could be like, oh my god, he never wanted me in the first place, and really he actually did, but he thought that you didn't want him. You just never know what other people are thinking and what other people are going through, so just say it. The worst that can happen is he says, oh, I just want to be friends. So okay, you can just be friends and you can move on. At least it's almost like closure, like you know that he doesn't want anything further and he knows that you did like him. It can be a bit awkward if you like work with them or something. It might feel awkward, but they'll get over it. If anything, it might flatter them, it might make them think like, oh, she liked me, but go for it, shoot a shot. How do I get a boy to like me? Do not change yourself for a boy to like you or anything like that. Like, you just need to do you, and if the boy likes you, he will like you. And if he doesn't, then he's just not the right boy for you, because there is no point in trying to change who you are, because eventually down the line you will just get sick of pretending to be this person, and then it might end down the line, you know, because you just won't be compatible. And there's no real way of how to get a boy to like you. I feel like you just need to work on yourself and be yourself, and the right person will come around for you. Other than that, I mean, doing your makeup and doing your hair and dressing nice is definitely a way to attract a boy. But if you're looking for a relationship, you need someone that likes you for you and not for the way you look. I mean, work on yourself and the right person will come around for you. So any tips for a breakup? I'm constantly thinking about him. So I mean, it's easy to say block him, just block him out of your life so that you can't see him on like any forms of social media at all. But if you're thinking about him, it's not like you can cut him out of your brain. So start focusing on things that you like. So let's just say if you have a hobby, or if you want to pick up new hobbies, talk to your friends, be more active with your friends. I know it can be a bit hard now that we're literally in a pandemic and you can't even see half your friends. Just have like girl nights, do like FaceTime, just try to distract yourself, and then you will eventually learn how to not think of him because you won't be thinking of him. So it's almost like forming a habit. So habits can happen if you go, it's a 13 days straight, you can form a habit. So if you go 13 days straight doing what you like, so let's just say doing something that you like, some sort of hobby, if it's drawing, if it's playing the piano, anything like that, just start working on that and you will stop thinking about him. I know it can be really, really hard, but you need to just focus on yourself and focus on what you like, and hopefully that will stop you from thinking about him. So if you think about it this way, you are not the only person that's going through this breakup right now. Like, there is hundreds and thousands of girls and boys going through the exact same thing right now. So if you just think of it like there's loads of people around you going through the exact same thing, so just start focusing on yourself. There's no point in sitting there thinking about what he's doing, because I doubt he's thinking the exact same way. Stop thinking about it, because to be honest, he's probably not even worth all your thoughts. Put your thoughts on something else, something that you actually like and that you actually can get somewhere with. So this is a dilemma. What would you do if you had a good friend who was drunk and started flirting with your boyfriend when you weren't in the room? She's not your friend. They're clearly not your friend, because they're not thinking of you in this situation, they're thinking of themselves. That's very, very selfish. And whether your boyfriend reacts or not, this is the friend's fault, because she's your friend. The boy has nothing got to do with this, so I wouldn't even get angry at the boy. It's your friend that needs to sort it out. She's not your friend, just get rid of her. Like, don't even accept an apology, because if I was to put myself in that situation, why would you want someone that can literally turn on you like that in your life? Like, you will constantly be on edge all the time. You can't even bring your boyfriend around your friend anymore, so why? Don't even get angry at your boyfriend, get angry at that friend and just get rid of her. Someone asked, do you have to tell your friends about your sex life? You don't have to. Like, I know when I'm with my friends, like with my really close girl group, it's just something that we kind of chat about. I don't know what it is. It's like a thing that girls always talk about. Like, we're like, oh my god, what did you do today? What did you do the weekend? But you don't have to. Like, no one is forcing you. And to be honest, my friends don't ask. We almost just kind of tell ourselves. Like, unless they ask you. And even if they do ask, you could just be like, I don't really want to tell you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just got to do with you and it's your business. So no, you don't have to tell them. But I know that it's kind of just a thing that girls kind of are interested in. Like, if they're your best friend, they would literally want to know everything you're doing. But no, you don't have to tell anyone. So I've just turned 18 and I haven't lost my virginity. I've only had one boyfriend and it never happened. It's obviously just not the right time. I would not ever force that. Like, do not be going out to try find someone to try lose your virginity. Do not do that. The right person will come at the right time and it'll be right for you. Because I mean, you're always going to remember that one time. Like, you're going to remember that for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're going to remember who you were with for the first time. So do not force it. It'll be a nice memory to have in a few years' time, because you know you've waited for it. There's no rush. No one's rushing you at all. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. You don't have to be, like, there's nothing wrong with going into adulthood and not having lost your virginity. Like, no one ever said there was something wrong with that. So the right person will come for you when it's the right time. This is actually making me angry. Been seeing a boy the last 6 months and I found out he slept with another girl last night. What do I do? What do you do? Bye, Felicia. Bye. Like, what? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Oh my god, do not even let him explain himself. If he was able to do that last night after 6 months, God knows what he thinks he's going to be able to do in another few months' time, or what he's already done. Do not even accept an apology, just get rid of him. Don't even, do you know what, don't even let him know that you know, just get rid of him. Like, he would be like, what, where's she gone? So he would have had to make the effort to text this girl, ask her where she is, or invite her over. He would have had to make sure there was no one in the house. He would have had to make sure no one else knew. He would have had to get dressed if he was leaving the house. First of all, they would have started kissing. Then they would have moved on to something else. Then she would have left. He would have stopped at the very start if he was thinking of you. So no, don't want to give him any time at all. Just get rid of him. Like, I'm not even joking. Get rid of that fella. Like, get rid of him now. How do I glow up, in a sense, and become a bad bitch? Focus on yourself and focus on what you love, and I'm not even joking, it will make you feel so good. First of all, do you know what you need to actually do? You need to get the book that I'm reading. I don't have it with me right now. I will try and start a photo. If not, I will leave the link down below. You need to read a good book. There's a lot of good books out there. The How to Be a Badass and Live an Awesome Life is the one that I'm reading right now. It's from Jen Sincero. I will leave the name of it around here for you. But that book is really good, and it's really good to kind of focus on yourself and get rid of all the bullshit in your life. So for me personally, it's being organised and it's feeling good. So even just doing your makeup and doing your hair, that can make you feel like a bad bitch for a few hours anyway, until you wash it all off again. But yeah, just focus on yourself and focus on what you like, because I suppose you are all you have at the end of the day. It's your body. So yeah, just focus on yourself and focus on stuff that you like, and that'll make you feel so good. How do I figure out what I want to be in the future? Growing up is scary. Growing up is very scary. I remember being in school, and I was in 6th year, and they were like, what do you want to be? And I was like, I do not know. And they're making you fill out all these things in school. I was like, I honestly don't know. You still don't know. Like, it's such a big world out there. So I wouldn't force anything, first of all. Like, if you don't know what you want to do now, and let's just say you're going to college next year, take the year out. I mean, you can go back to college at whatever age you want. So, I mean, it's almost like trial and error. You could be in 100 different jobs before you find the one that you actually truly like. I'd say don't force anything and try focus on like your hobbies. So let's just say if you like playing the piano, if you like horse riding, if you like doing makeup, if you like watching YouTube videos, there could be a career in any of those kind of hobbies. So definitely try focus on your hobby and see if you can get a career out of that, because that's definitely going to be something that you like. I know growing up can be so scary, but then again, you have a whole life to live. Like, you have a lot of time to be worrying about that, so don't get upset about it now, and it'll all come to you. Advice for body insecurities. You need to, I've been saying this the whole way throughout this video, but you need to focus on yourself and focus on things that you like about your body. You know, writing down any insecurities that you have, that could be about your body or that could be about anything at all, and ripping up that piece of paper and throwing it away. That almost like gets rid of it. It feels like it gets rid of that insecurity. So I just feel like you need to focus on yourself. Focus on the things that you love about yourself, and they will overpower any sort of negative thoughts about yourself. I feel like if it's a kind of mental insecurity, you need to start writing stuff down on paper and get it off your mind. Start reading books, start doing meditation. I promise you it will calm your mind and it'll make you think a lot more positively. If it's a body insecurity, if you feel like you need to lose weight, if you feel like you need to put on weight, you can start now. Now, there is nothing wrong with anyone's body, and no one is telling you to lose weight or put on weight, but if that is something you want to do, start now. And other than that, have your friends and family around you, and they will tell you that you are beautiful, because we all know you are. So yeah, I feel like you just need to kind of focus on yourself, focus on your hobbies, and focus on what makes you happy. And I promise you will start ignoring those insecurities, because everyone has insecurities. First of all, if you look at someone on Pinterest or you look at some model and you're like, oh my gosh, she's perfect, I can promise you now that she has really big insecurities herself. So just remember that everyone has one, so you just focus on yourself and focus on yours, and I promise you'll get over it. So I have a few more dilemmas here. So I have a few more dilemmas. So I'm finding the makeup industry very bitchy at the moment. It's very passive aggressive, and there's very passive aggressive people out there. The makeup industry is hard because everyone is trying to do the same thing and everyone is trying to get on the same trend and be the best at it. And I feel like they can kind of bring people down while they're trying to climb up there. But I just feel like you need to just not focus on that. Just focus on you and your work, and don't worry about anyone else's work. It can be very bitchy, but if it's something you want to do, you need to just kind of ignore it and just get through it and just focus on you and be unique, because that way people that like you will come to you and come to your account and they will love your work. I know who this girl is, and I know that your work is unreal, so do not even think about these people. I know it can be kind of hard sometimes, it'll make you think like, do I actually want to be in this industry? But if you really want to do it, just kind of overlook that, and they don't matter. And anyone that's being bitchy, you just do not even associate yourself with them, because on the other side of things, there is really nice makeup artists out there. There is so many nice girls and boys in this industry that I feel like you need to meet. So yeah, just unfollow anyone that's making you feel like that, and that's making you feel down or making you feel like they're kind of bitchy. If you kind of get that kind of bitchy vibes off them, just get rid of them, because there's a lot more makeup artists out there that will make the industry a lot more fun. So yeah, get rid of those negative people. So I'm picking subjects for my leaving cert, but I don't know what I want to be. This, again, as I just said in the previous one, is so hard. I did not know what I wanted to be in school either. Sorry lads, I'm moving around here because my knees are actually killing me from sitting on the floor. Picking subjects can be hard. I know when I was picking subjects in school, I didn't do any science subjects because I couldn't do them. Like, I just couldn't. The thought of going into a science class actually made me physically sick. In first to third year, you have definitely done all of your subjects, so you've done them all. So what subjects do you love going into? Even if you're someone that hates, I hated school, but there were some subjects that I loved going into. I feel like the subjects you choose, of course, matter to what you want to be in the future. But then again, do the subjects that you like now, and in the future you could be doing something. Like, if you don't do a business subject in school, and then after school you're like, oh my god, I want to like be an accountant, or I want to do something businessy, you can go back to college and do that subject and then move on. So don't be worrying about what you want to do after school when you're picking your subjects. Just focus on what you like now and what subjects you like now, and then in the future, if that changes, then it changes. You can deal with that then. Don't worry about your future just yet. Focus on what you actually like to do now, and you'll actually enjoy school. So I have a few more people looking for some advice on boys. So if a lad tells you a month in that he's confused, and now he's acting like you don't exist, or you're being left undelivered for hours while active on social media, so get rid of him, because clearly he's not worth your time at all. He's confused. Like, as awful as this might sound to you, I don't mean to be mean at all, but it sounds like you were just a distraction for him, and now something has come up and he doesn't want anything anymore. It was almost like you were just comforting him. Sorry, my notifications. Sorry. And now he's like, actually, I don't need you. So you don't need him either, so get rid of him. Confused, like, what do you mean you're confused? You either like the person or you don't like the person, if you want to be with him or you don't. I feel like boys just need to be straightforward and just say, no, I actually don't want to be with you after talking to you for a month. Like, if they were that straightforward, we would probably still criticise them, but it would be a lot easier for us to be like, okay, if they say they're confused, that makes us confused. Like, what the hell do you mean? My boyfriend's ex keeps texting him, advice please. Like, is he texting her back is kind of the main question. If he is texting her back, then clearly they do have some unfinished business that they need to get over themselves. So just, you need to kind of suss that out with him. Like, does he want to be with you or her? This is a weird one. Like, if he's not texting her back and she's just constantly texting him, that's her own problem, and that is not got to do with you or him, because clearly he doesn't want anything got to do with her because he's with you. If he is texting her back, that's their own problem, and they have some unfinished business that they need to get over, and you need to sort that out with your boyfriend. You need to literally sit him down face to face, not on Snapchat or on over message, because I give them time to think. You need to say, do you want me or her? Why are you texting her? Like, that would make you feel uncomfortable because they have history together. Like, they have things that have happened. They have had memories while you're trying to make your own. You need to just say, do you want to be with her or do you want to be with me? He needs to answer the question. If he picks her, then delighted for him, just get rid of him. Like, you don't need to be chasing someone that doesn't even want to be with you. Like, why? If they need to be putting all their effort into you, not you and his ex-girlfriend. So you just need to get rid of him. And if he says, actually no, I'm replying to her because blah 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 blah, you just need to sit down. You need to sit him down and just be like, come here, what you want. Like, you are confusing me, and there's no point for you to ever be in that situation. Like, you do not be in that situation at all. You need to just sort that out with him and just ask him straight out, who do you want to be with? Let him answer and then deal with that. On post, item is due for delivery in up to 3 working days. Woo! Okay guys, the icks. These are so funny. Like, these icks are hilarious. So the first one is boys playing any kind of games waiting a certain amount of time to text back, etc. Okay, yeah, that is a big ick. Like, what are you doing? We don't need those boys in our life. Goodbye. Liking every girl's pic on Insta, when they follow a girl and like all their pics but the girl doesn't follow them back. I mean, yeah, that's obviously a big ick. Bad hygiene, not a clean room, bad attitude, treats their man wrong, and lies. Yes, they are a lot of icks. Bad hygiene is disgusting, especially in that pandemic. If they're not washing their hands after the toilet, you need to train them, because that's disgusting. The amount of times I've seen boys just finish in the toilet, or even if they're just pissing like on the side of the road, you're like, where are you getting the water to wash your hands from? Like, that is disgusting. I find that actually rotten. Seeing a lad's arse crack when they bend down when they're not wearing a belt. I mean, yeah, that can be a very, very big ick. Oh lads, these are hilarious. Yeah, that can be like you obviously weren't expecting to see that. But God bless them, like they probably couldn't even find a belt at home and now they're mortified as well. Big bright white jackets. That is a weird one. Icks are so weird. Everyone has such different icks, it's actually hilarious. Long nails. Oh my god, there is nothing worse than seeing a boy with long nails. Oh my god. No, like that's disgusting. And then the dirt, Someone said, okay, this is so weird, but when they wear full-length socks instead of ankle socks, that's a weird ick. I actually don't mind that at all. When they're tucking their tracksuit pants into long white socks and then they're wearing like black runners, that is an ick. I can't stand that. But actual like longs, if they're wearing shorts and then they wear long like Adidas socks that will come to like their shin, I actually like that. So that's a weird ick. That is a weird ick. She said that herself. That's something that I actually like. So yeah, everyone's icks are so different. Black socks. I mean, yeah, it definitely depends on what you're wearing. Like, if you're wearing black socks with white shoes, if they're long that you can actually see them, that is kind of weird. But I have definitely worn black ankle socks with white shoes before because I couldn't find white ones. So I mean, I can't say much. But yeah, definitely another weird ick. Tapping their bank card and the tap doesn't work, so they keep tapping it. That can be so awkward, and you're sitting there like, do I tell them or do I just let them mortify themselves? Socks and sliders. I love myself socks and sliders now, and Luke always wears socks and sliders. I actually like socks and sliders. Any boys you see on Pinterest are wearing socks and sliders as well. So yeah, whatever you're into. Wide leg jeans with sports shoes. Hairy chests. Yeah, I can't imagine going to sleep on someone with like more hair in their chest than there is on my head. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. That can definitely be a big ick. But I know a lot of girls that love a hairy man. Just not me though. Ordering food at McDonald's drive-thru microphone and having to repeat himself. I find this one so sad. I'm like, he's obviously not repeating himself on purpose. He just feels like he needs to get the message across. That can be an ick to some people. I'm sitting here thinking of that poor boy trying to repeat himself into a microphone. I actually feel really sad, but yeah, that is someone's ick. Butt cracks. Yeah, butt cracks are awful. They're awful. Boys needing their mammy to stick up for them if they do wrong. But yeah, that can definitely be a weird ick. I definitely wouldn't like that. So the last one is when lads don't shave. Well, if we're talking in terms of a hairy chest, yes, please get rid of it. I definitely wouldn't like that. I would be like, like if a boy fully shaves, they could honestly be more shaved than I am sometimes. So I feel like if Luke turned around one day and like shaved his whole body clean, I would be like, what? That would make me have to go in and shave every single part of my body too. That could definitely be an ick. If they're a really, really hairy man, no, I do not want you. Or their face. I love stubble, like I love stubble, and I love a bit of like bit here and there, but when it comes to a full-on beard, I would not be able for that. So yeah, I can see why that can definitely be an ick. So that is all of your dilemmas, and that is all the advice I can give out for one day. I loved filming this video. I feel like we definitely need to do like a girl talk every few weeks, and even like a boy talk. If there's anything at all you want me to do on YouTube or have a chat about, definitely get in touch with me, because I love hearing what you actually want to see rather than me putting out content that no one even wants to look at. But that was so much fun. I love hearing your icks, as icks are just so funny. Like, I just think it's hilarious what people find weird. Like, the fingernails thing is rotten. I would definitely ew. But the thing about that poor boy at McDonald's, I'm like, I'm still sitting here now thinking of him like repeating himself into the microphone. All he wants is chicken nuggets. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I gave you some advice, and I hope that you're all getting over your breakups. I know it can be really hard in a pandemic and stuff. You can't go out and distract yourself in the nightclub. But I feel like the the main thing to take from this video is to just focus on yourself, because that is all that matters, like, is just yourself. Focus on yourself and do what makes you happy. That's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next. Bye!